Well, Deja Kelly joins us now, listed as San Antonio, but she went to Duncanville. So what? Okay, are we Duncanville? Are we San Antonio? Or how are we doing this, Deja?
We are San Antonio. That is where I'm from. I've lived there like all my life. I went to high school in Dallas my last 2 years. Won a state championship there, so that's kind of important. But I claim San Antonio, so we'll say that. All right.
Well, I tell you this. I know one thing you've won. Y'all won a big ball game last week. I mean, that Louisville thing was unbelievable. What in the world was that like at the end?
Oh, my gosh. It was crazy, especially when that ball just hung on the rim for like 30 seconds, it felt like. That was wild, but that was a really good game all around. Our student section was amazing, so like the crowd was crazy. It was just a really good environment for us, and we pulled out that big win. It was really exciting.
You know what it also tells you? As terrific as Louisville is, and they're great, and NC State's great, the fact that you knocked off Louisville tells me that this conference, which has been about 5, 6, 7 teams deep ranked all season long, this ACC tournament in Greensboro is going to be no joke, right? I mean, this is going to be tough from the very first day.
It is, and I'm really excited. We're still trying to fight for that double bye, which is exciting, but I think we're in a pretty good spot, and like you said, I think it's going to be a pretty tough tournament for anybody.
All right, you were just named the Player of the Week in the ACC. I got to tell you, though, I mean, I would have thought you'd have had a couple of these before this point in the season. What have you been most pleased with in your sophomore campaign?
I think just, my consistency with, just the way I'm scoring the ball, the way I'm passing the ball as well. Just all around my playmaking, I think that's what I'm pretty pleased with, just because I think it's been pretty consistent throughout the season, and that's helped us win games, a lot of games, I would say, big games. But I think that's what I'm most pleased with.
I was just thinking, last week we had on Fiona Crawley, who's a women's tennis player at the University of North Carolina, also from San Antonio, Texas.
What's going on there?
Don't know if you know her, but
I did not know that.
Did you not know that? And again, they just won the national title, indoor tennis.
I did. Yeah. I saw that. I did see that.
All right, so Fiona's from San Antonio, and I told her that one of my good buddies owns a barbecue joint in San Antonio called the Smoke Shack. Chris Conger is his name, and it's great, not good, it's great Texas barbecue, as you well know. So, I'm going to have to add you to the list with Fiona as far as VIPs.
Is that like a comp list?
I'm going to create one. I'm going to have to give him a buzz and say, listen, now, if Fiona or Deja come by, you got to go ahead and take care of them. I don't care about the NCAA rules, of course, right?
Please do.
Because, that sounds like, we could probably make something work there. We're in the world of the name, image, and likeness, right? We can make something happen there, right?
Exactly. Please do. I love me some barbecue, especially Texas barbecue. So please send me their way.
All right.
All right. But Deja, that brings up an interesting question, because in the state of North Carolina, they like barbecue too. Now, I know it's different than Texas barbecue.
It is.
But how do you handle that?
I honestly didn't even know this is what North Carolina was known for barbecue till I got here. So that was really exciting. But there's just one place that I go to for barbecue, and that's Blues on Franklin. I go there so much. That's like some really good barbecue. They got really good ribs. So that's probably the best comparison I can make to Texas.
You know what, though? Let's be honest. And again, I grew up in North Carolina, but I love Texas barbecue. Texas does brisket, man. Nobody does brisket like Texas, right? Let's be honest. No,
that's true. Very, very, very true.
Yeah, 100%
Nothing can top that.
That's it. All right, let's get back to hoops a second. Big picture. Where's North Carolina stand in this fist fight amongst this ACC women's tournament? Because, we talked about it. You've beaten Louisville. NC State's certainly a challenge. Westmore's got a great team. But I don't sense North Carolina backing down from anybody.
You're right. You're exactly right. I think that we have shown that we can compete with anybody in the league, and that we are not, we're not at the bottom. We're at the top. And like I said, we're gonna play and act like we're at the top and compete with anybody. Treat everybody the same. I think just going in with the same mindset that we want to win and we're gonna compete and do whatever we got to do to win that game. And I think we'll do pretty fine in the ACC tournament, and I'm really, really excited.
You guys are at Virginia tomorrow. You won by 9 the first time about a month ago, as it shows on the screen here. If I asked you the most important characteristic going down the stretch for this team, what's it going to be?
I would say our connectedness. I think we play really connected. We have all season, and I think that's really helped us and really won us big games. Just especially on the defensive end, I think that's where we really locked in, and that's what we take pride in. Just getting stops, keeping the other team from doing what they do best, and then that leads to our transition game. So I think just us staying connected, throughout the rest of the season, I think that would help us go pretty far in March.
We have enjoyed having Coach Banghart on here several times. Fantastic. I know she's got like a lot of leadership things, and she reads a lot about leadership and all sorts of. What translates to players during the course of the season? She would be somebody that I'd be fascinated to play for, just simply from the fact of where she can come from in terms of an inspiration piece or an example or anything like that, Deja, to move your team forward, maybe even after a tough loss or a great win.
Yeah, she definitely sprinkles a lot of knowledge on us every single day, whether it's in practice, whether it's in the middle of a game, or just talking to her on the sideline. I think that she's a phenomenal coach. She has done so much for the women's game, and she just knows so much. So being able to pick her brain day by day, I think is really, it's exciting. As a player, it's really special to be able to have someone lead you like that. So like I said, just being able to get knowledge from her each and every day, I think is really special.
I got to be honest with you. I'm kind of digging the North Carolina women's team, because the last time we had Courtney on, she was talking about bourbon. And then we get Deja on here. We're talking about Texas barbecue. I'm starting to feel a connection with the North Carolina women's basketball program.
Courtney's going to love that you told one of her players that you're digging the team, because the last time she talked about bourbon.
I'm not saying something that was off the record or off the air.
No, it was definitely on the show.
On the air.
It was.
She was talking about brown water. I'm like, that goes right to the heart. And Deja comes on there talking about Texas barbecue. I'm like, man, what am I missing out on?
Especially because Pac's hooking her up with the Smoke Shack VIP here.
Chris Conger. Write that name down. By the way, speaking of name, image, and likeness,
oh boy,
and I do like talking to student athletes in the league about it. And I know it's a delicate balance, right? I mean, you got school, you got sports, and then all of a sudden there's the opportunities that are out there. Have you been able to take advantage of it at all, or has it just been too busy?
I have been, which is really exciting. I'm signed with WME Agency, which is a pretty big agency, and they've just helped me a lot throughout this whole process. Everyone's still learning, but I think that they've been helping me do a pretty good job of helping me build my brand, and that's opened up a lot of doors for me. I just signed with Dunkin' Donuts. I don't know if y'all saw that come out, so that was one of my first really big deals. So that's exciting. Yeah, it's all a really exciting process.
All right, so for example, kind of walk us through this, because there's a lot of folks that hear name, image, and likeness, and immediately as a fan you go, oh, it's the worst thing for college sports. And I'm like, no, you don't get it. So like for Dunkin' Donuts, what are you going to do for Dunkin' Donuts?
So it's a lot of, it's just endorsement things as far as like social media, a couple appearances, things like that. I have my own drink at the Dunkin' on Franklin.
Yeah, I heard that.
If y'all want to go try it, that's exciting. So just things like that. I think just promoting them.
All right, so like you walk into Dunkin' Donuts, what's your go-to? You got to get the Deja drink, but what goes with the Deja drink?
So the Deja Kelly drink, it's not all that, but it's to my liking. So it's a cold brew with cold foam and light ice and 5 pumps of French vanilla.
5
pumps.
5. Not 4.
5. Exactly.
And what's the reasoning behind that? Yeah, you had to have some say-so with that, right?
I don't know. I think it's just the taste for me. Like usually you get 4 in the drink, but I was like, why not add that extra flavor? So like I said, it's to my liking, but I think a lot of other people will like it once they order it.
We going with the Boston cream on the side, or you just stay away from that for now and just go with the drink?
I think I just go with the drink, and I get a sausage, egg, and cheese croissant. That's my go-to.
Nice call.
That's a good call there. Once again, North Carolina women's basketball. We're going Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah.
We're going sausage, egg, and cheese.
Yeah.
We're going Texas brisket.
Yeah.
A little brown water we're cooking.
All right. Deja, you are broadcast journalism, so you get over there to Swain Hall and some of those spots on campus. What is it about that intrigues you? Obviously, you want a career in it, or you wouldn't be in the program. So what is it about that side of this that interests you the most?
I think, just growing up, I've watched, people like Holly Rowe, Rebecca Lobo, Kara Lawson when she was doing that, Maria Taylor, who's one of my favorites and someone I watch a lot, just seeing how much they enjoy what they're doing, because you can just tell when someone loves their job and loves what they're doing, and just seeing that through the TV screen, I think was really exciting. And then for me, just being able to, talk sports all day, like as a job, like that's amazing. And I love the camera. I love being in front of the camera. So I was like, what other job to pursue?
Yeah.
So like I said, right now I'm an anchor for a sports extra show here at the Husband School. So just getting that hands-on practice I think is amazing, and I'll do some internships this summer. But just being able to learn, that whole aspect of that side of it is really, really exciting.
Sophomore pack, so we got 2 more years before it's Packer and Kelly.
I was just going to say, Deja, if you just want to come hang in the summer, come on down. Well,
Packer and Kelly.
if you pass the sniff test with the dogs, you're good to go.
There you go.
It's a piece of cake.
Absolutely.
Yep.
That
You
would
can
be
handle
amazing.
that. Yeah.
All
Piece of
right.
cake.
Packer
All
and
right,
Kelly,
here-
I like the sound of that.
Yeah, you can get the merch done. You're in. You get the merch done.
Sorry,
you're in.
Wes. You might as well just stay for South Country Club today.
Yeah,
Not come
I'll just
back.
hang around up in Winston
That's it.
today. Deja's here tomorrow.
Here's our traditional question since you're making your debut. Since you've been at the University of North Carolina, what has been your hardest class?
Man, North Carolina is just a hard academic school all around, but I would say geology, which is a class I'm taking this semester. It's just a lot. It's a lot of information. I don't think I've taken a class like that since like freshman year of high school. So I think that's my hardest class so far.
All right. Excellent work.
Hey, Deja, good luck tomorrow night at Virginia. Hope to see you in Greensboro next week.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
You bet. Fantastic.